I'm having a chat with a couple of members of The Warning. How are you?
Woo-hoo! We're great. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, you're here at Download Festival.
Yes, we are.
How's your day been so far?
Oh, it's been awesome. We played. We were the first band at the open stage. We really didn't expect that many people because 1 p.m. it's pretty early. It was packed, and the vibes of this festival are just amazing. And it's a very important festival worldwide. So us being a Mexican band and being here, it's just an honor.
Yeah, good. And you've been busy releasing music with your latest record out last year. For those who haven't heard the record, tell us a bit about it.
Okay, so Error was the last album that we released. It's an album that talks about society, and it's just a very powerful rock and roll album.
Mm-hmm.
But we recently just released a new single that is called More, and I feel like this is a very big step, like an evolution of what our sound is, and it's very energetic, and we just played it live today. And people reacted awesomely to it, so we're just very happy about it, yeah.
Yeah, good. And speaking of your new track, More, how does this single sound in comparison to your previous?
Ooh, I feel like it's a bit...
It's still us,
Yeah,
but
it's very us.
we did try to experiment with new sounds, but I feel like it's still really us, really energetic, and it's a really fun song. So.
More than anything, I feel like since we started out when we were so young and we started writing when we were kind of like children, Jesus. So I feel like we were still finding our footing in what we wanted our sound to be. So now that we're at this age, we're still kind of young, honestly, but I feel like we're finding our footing and what we want to keep doing in the future.
And with this new single, is this now the start of more new music and into the next album territory now?
Ooh, I mean, technically, yes. Time is really weird right now because we're touring, but hopefully in the between touring, we get to record new music because it is written. We have the material. We just need to sit down, record it, and release it. But hopefully, yes.
Yeah, good. And speaking of touring, out on the road with Muse.
Yes.
How's that been?
Oh, God, it's been amazing. So we opened for Muse in Mexico at the beginning of the year, and that was a huge honor for us. Muse is one of our, they're role models. It was one of the bands that really inspired us to do what we do. So opening for them in our country was a huge honor, but then being invited by them to come over here in the UK and open their shows in their home country was just amazing. Like our first show ever in this side of the world in the UK was in a stadium in Plymouth, in their hometown show. It was just amazing. It's been an honor.
Yeah, good. And the same kind of happened with Guns N' Roses as well.
Yes, we opened for them in our hometown, Monterrey, last year, I think, And now we've been invited back to open for them in the US, which is going to be amazing.
And what's it like for bands like Muse, like Guns N' Roses, to get in touch with you and to say, do you want to play with us?
Jesus, it's always, for us, it's so nerve-wracking. These are bands that inspired us to do what we do. It's one of the reasons that we started doing what we do. And opening for them and then meeting them and then being, I don't know if impressed is the word, but them liking what they see. And not only us, but from our crew, our whole team being good enough to be called back. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, I bet. So when it comes to writing, how do tracks normally start off? Is it lyric first? Is it a melody? Is it a riff? How do things kick off?
I think it's a mixture
of everything. Yeah, usually Pau starts on the piano because she's a drummer, so she starts on the piano, and she usually has melody, a bit of lyrics, a concept of what the song is about. And after she's done with that, we get all together and we try and put up the instruments. But every song changes a bit.
Yeah, every time
to how it starts
differently.
Yeah. And once you step foot into the studio, you obviously have your demo sorted. But how do you then get it from demo to a finished track?
God, well, I feel like that's the most fun process of the whole recording music thing, because you go from having this idea kind of there to it being fully there and what you imagined when you started writing it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful process to see how it evolves, and it is also one of the most tiring process of the whole thing, because you have such a clear idea in your head and then translating it correctly can sometimes be a hassle. But we're sisters, so we communicate
We
very
make it work,
clearly.
we make it
Yeah,
work.
so we all know each other very well, and we can translate it into music.
Yeah. And as you're all related, as you're all sisters, do you ever have that family rift that most families have compared to when you wouldn't be family members?
Okay, rift. What does that mean?
Like a confrontation.
Oh, okay. So we get along very well as a family, like
Yeah.
really well. And of course, like any family, any siblings,
We have our little
ups and
fights
downs.
and-
We have our fights.
Yeah.
But we get along really well, so we know each other very well, and we know when to back off or when we're not right. And we like, I think like ego is not such a big problem in our family. Like especially when it comes like when we're working to the music and everything, we know that this is a bigger than us thing. It's not a like if we get pissed at each other, like we still have to get that show. It's better to just like get like make up and just like continue. And it's about understanding and communication.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
And which one of the three of you is in charge?
In charge.
I don't think any of us are.
I think it's a good balance,
Yeah, it's
and
a really good
it depends
balance,
on what,
Yeah.
Depends on what
honestly.
we're-
But we have a good like equality,
Yes.
democracy. Yes.
Good. Excellent. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure
Likewise.
having a
Thank
chat
you
with
so
you.
much. Likewise.
Thank you very
so
much. Cheers.
Muchas gracias.